Ever wonder who actually runs America? Is it the president? Congress? Those judges in fancy robes? Here's the twist. It's all of them, and none of them. The US government is like a three-way tug-of-war where nobody's supposed to win. And that's exactly the point. Today, we're breaking down the American government in a way that'll actually make sense. Before we move ahead, please subscribe. I need 1,000 subscribers to sustain this channel. Picture this. It's 1787. The United States just fought a brutal war to escape a tyrannical king. Now they have to build their own government. But here's the problem. How do you create a government powerful enough to actually govern, but not so powerful that it becomes the exact thing you just fought against? The Founding Fathers came up with something brilliant. Split the power three ways. Give each part enough authority to do its job, but also give each one the ability to block the others if they go too far. It's governmental rock, paper, scissors. Let's see how it works. First up, Congress. This is where laws are born. Congress has two parts, the House of Representatives and the Senate. Think of it as a two-chambered heart-pumping legislation through the government. The House has 435 members, divided based on each state's population. California gets 52 representatives, while Wyoming gets just one. They serve 2-year terms, which means they're constantly running for re-election. It keeps them close to what voters want, or at least what voters are angry about. Then there's the Senate, 100 senators, 2 from every state, whether you're Texas or Delaware. They serve 6-year terms, making them a bit more insulated from the daily political winds. The Senate was designed to be the cooling saucer for the House's hot coffee. Together, they write laws. But here's the catch. Both chambers have to agree on the exact same version of a bill for it to move forward. One word different. Back to the drawing board. Next, the executive branch. At the top sits the president, who serves a maximum of 2 4-year terms. The president isn't a king, they can't write laws. Their job is to enforce them. But the president isn't working alone. There's the vice president, who breaks tie votes in the Senate and waits in the wings in case something happens to the president. Then there's the cabinet, 15 department heads running everything from defense to education to agriculture. Think of them as the president's management team. Beyond that, you've got hundreds of federal agencies, the FBI, EPA, NASA, IRS. All of them report up to the president, making this branch a massive operation employing millions of people. They're the machinery that turns laws into reality. Finally, the judicial branch. At the pinnacle sits the Supreme Court, 9 justices who serve for life. Yes, life. Once you're in until you retire, die, or do something impeachable. The Supreme Court doesn't write laws or enforce them. They interpret them. When someone challenges whether a law is constitutional, it can eventually reach the Supreme Court. Their decision is final. There's no appealing a Supreme Court ruling. Below the Supreme Court are 13 circuit courts of appeal and 94 district courts spread across the country. Federal judges are appointed by the president and confirmed by the Senate, and they also serve for life. This insulates them from political pressure, at least in theory. Now here's where it gets interesting. These 3 branches aren't independent kingdoms. They're locked in a constant power struggle, and the Founding Fathers designed it that way on purpose. It's called checks and balances, and it means each branch can limit what the others do. Think of it as organized paranoia. Nobody trusts anyone with too much power, so everyone watches everyone else. Let's see this in action. Congress passes a law, but the president can veto it, basically say no thanks and send it back. Game over? Not quite. Congress can override that veto if 2/3 of both the House and Senate vote for it. That's a high bar, but it's possible. Flip it around. The president wants to appoint someone as a Supreme Court justice or cabinet member. The Senate has to confirm them. Don't like the nominee? The Senate can reject them. The president nominates federal judges, but the Senate decides if they get the job. And money? Congress controls the purse strings. The president can't spend a dime the Congress hasn't approved. Want to start a military operation? The president commands the military, but Congress has to fund it and officially declare war. The courts can strike down laws passed by Congress or actions taken by the president if they violate the Constitution. This is called judicial review, and it's incredibly powerful. One Supreme Court decision can undo years of legislative work. But the other branches push back. The president appoints federal judges, shaping the court's ideology for decades. Congress can impeach and remove judges who commit serious offenses. Congress can even pass constitutional amendments to override Supreme Court decisions, though it requires massive consensus. And here's the nuclear option: impeachment. The House of Representatives can impeach the president or federal judges for serious crimes. If the Senate convicts with a 2/3 vote, that person is removed from office. 3 presidents have been impeached: Andrew Johnson, Bill Clinton, and Donald Trump twice, but none were removed by the Senate. This system isn't designed for speed. It's designed for deliberation. The founders feared hasty decisions and concentrated power more than they feared inefficiency. As James Madison wrote, "If men were angels, no government would be necessary." The result? American government often feels stuck. Bills die in committee. Presidential nominees wait months for confirmation. Court cases take years to resolve. It's frustrating, yes, but it's also preventing any one person or party from reshaping America overnight. In 2025, these checks and balances are being tested like never before. Partisan gridlock sometimes brings government to a standstill. Presidents issue executive orders to work around Congress. The Supreme Court makes politically charged decisions that split along ideological lines. Some argue the system is broken. Others say it's working exactly as intended, slow, messy, but preventing tyranny. The real question is whether Americans still believe in the compromise and cooperation the system requires. Because checks and balances only work when each branch actually uses its power to check the others. So that's how the American government works. 3 branches, each with its own powers, each watching the others like hawks. It's not clean. It's not always efficient. But it's survived nearly 250 years because no single person or group can seize total control. Love it or hate it, this tug-of-war is American democracy in action. The question is, will it still work for the next 250 years? If you learned something new, hit that like button. Subscribe for more videos breaking down America. And drop a comment. Do you think this system still works? Or is it time for something new?